Howdy folks, this is Feanor, and thank you for spending time together with me on the internet. In today's video, we're going to do a step-by-step demonstration of how everyone can start mining cryptocurrency using the graphics card inside your computer that you use for everything else every day. So I've got everything ready to go, and we are going to literally go over everything you need to know step by step. So I'm going to switch from this to screencasting and recording. Give me just 1 second. I think that is enabled. So, okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is check the profitability of your card. Not all cards are created equal for the purpose of crypto mining. There are 2 sites I'm going to recommend. I'll leave links to both of them. This on the left is just my notes for the video, so pay no attention to that. Focus on the right side of my screen. There are 2 profitability calculators I can recommend. I'll leave links to both in the description of the video. The first is whattomine.com, and the second is NiceHash's profitability calculator. So links to both of those will be in the description, and I'm going to use what to mine for the purposes of this video. Basically, you're going to click this button here, show more, and that'll give you all of the cards. If you tooltip over it, it tells you exactly what they are. And if your card is not on this list, it's probably one of the ones that really is unfortunately not profitably usable for crypto mining. So for some reason, it starts you off with this as a default. I don't have these sorts of cards, so we're going to click that once to turn it off. Can leave the 3 there. I'm using a GeForce GTX 1060 with 6 GB RAM. Just for comparison purposes, I think the card in this machine is several years old at this point. I want to say 4 or 5. So this is an old card, very old. A lot of you probably have more recent cards in your computers, but it's still profitable. So what we're going to do is put in a value of 1 there and enable it. It'll turn green, and then we're going to push calculate down here. So this now tells you, it lists, if you want to look at different coins, different mining algorithms, it gives you a lot to choose from and tells you the profitability. I recommend that most people mine Ethereum with their graphics card, and as you can see, it reports that I should make about 75 cents a day from it. I'm in Texas, power's a little cheap here, so I'd have to check my electric bill to know what I'm paying per kilowatt hour, but I think it's 20 or 30% lower than the 10 cents per kilowatt hour here. So if I'm right, we'll put in 0.08 and recalculate just to double check. So yeah, that made a 4-cent difference, whoop-de-doo. But 4 cents is 4 cents, right? So yeah, mining Ethereum basically is going to make us almost 80 cents a day on this very old card. So cool. For the next step, I'm actually not going to be screencasting this because you want to, it's basically private information that you're going to want to keep private, and I want to keep my own private as well. But basically, you're going to Google lightweight desktop Ethereum wallet and pick one of the pieces of wallet software that comes up. Anything that's popular is fine. Basically, your only consideration when selecting a wallet is that it is able to hold the coin that you're trying to put in it. Not all wallets can hold all coins, although pretty much all of them should be able to hold Ethereum. So once you've got your wallet installed, there are 2 security things you're going to want to pay attention to. One is when you generate a wallet, it's going to generate a mnemonic wallet recovery phrase called a seed phrase. You want to write this phrase down and make sure you never, ever, ever lose it. Having access to the seed phrase of a wallet is what lets you reconstitute that wallet along with all of its contents on other devices. So if you were to lose your seed phrase and then lose control over the wallet, you would lose everything inside the wallet. Definitely don't want to do that. You're also going to select a password when you create the wallet, and the password is equally important to remember. I would recommend not using a password that you use for other site logins. Have it be something unique, because different websites are hacked all the time, and the passwords get leaked out, and then hackers are able to cross-reference leaked passwords versus accounts, and you definitely don't want to have your wallet hacked. So use a unique password, save that, never lose it, and save your mnemonic seed recovery phrase and never lose that either. Once you've got your wallet installed and set up, you're going to go to miningpoolstats.stream, which is this site here. I will again leave a link to it in the description. And this is basically an aggregator that lists by the different cryptocurrencies all of the publicly available pools that you can mine on. It's important to join a mining pool when you're mining on just one card, because you basically have no chance of solving a block yourself, which means you will never get any payout whatsoever. However, if you join a pool, it basically aggregates everyone's mining hash power together and pays you based on your share of the mining power. So even if you have a relatively low total hash power, like I will on a single card, you still will get paid, even if it's only to the tune of 75 cents or 80 cents a day or whatever. So I want to mine Ethereum, so we go ahead and click on Ethereum. Brings up all of these different pools, all of which are mining Ethereum. So there are a number of considerations to keep in mind when you're selecting the pool. Probably the most important one is the location. You want to pick something that is as geographically close to your physical location as possible, because that is going to help you minimize latency, and latency can cause you to miss rewards you otherwise would have earned, because if your transaction reporting is delayed, someone who is closer to the pool could submit the same answer that solves the block that you computed, but end up submitting it faster than you do, thereby earning the reward. So the most important thing to do is make sure you pick one close to you. The other things that you want to pay attention to are the pool fee, and also, let me make this full screen. I thought it told you. Yeah, and the minimum payout. Basically, pool fee is what you're paying to the pool in exchange for the privilege of using it, and the minimum payout is how much you need to earn before you're allowed to withdraw it to your wallet. So you want the pool fee to be low, and you want the minimum payout to be low. Typically, they will be inversely proportional to one another. So if you want a very low minimum payout, you might end up paying a higher pool fee. However, that isn't always the case. So kind of, look around and see what works best for you. For purposes of this video, I'm going to be using 2miners.com, which is a pool I frequently used in the past. It's got a server in the US that's close to where I am geographically, and a pretty decently low minimum payout as well, and only a 1% fee. So if you click on this, it's going to bring you to this screen here, which is the 2Miners information. And bring this up here, bring up my notes. Whoopsies. So, okay, in here there are a couple things that you want to pool, or a couple pieces of information you want to look at. The most important of which is right here. It's the server address that you're going to be using. So for me, in the US, I'm going to be using this one. If you want to use 2Miners in Europe, you would use this address. And in Asia, you would use this address. So I've already got that pulled up and populated. Another thing that you're going to want to do before you actually configure and start the miner running is download a program called MSI Afterburner. That can be downloaded here. I will leave a link to this in the description of the video as well. And MSI Afterburner, I will fire it up here. This is where you can control the core clock, memory clock settings, the power limit of your GPU and fan, temperature limit, and your fan speed. So it's pretty important to have this, because if you just go ahead and run it without having this stuff controlled, you run the risk of damaging your graphics card or other computer components. And you basically want to make sure that you have it, at a nice low temp and a nice power limit threshold. So the settings I'm using here, they're probably too small to see, but I'm using an 80% power limit on the GPU and a 74 degrees Celsius temperature limit and a fan speed of 90%. The reason my temperature is so low is because I actually have the miner turned off right now, because I'm going to show you what that is like when you turn it on. So as to what the correct settings are for your setup, that's going to require a little bit of research and tweaking and optimization. You're probably fine using plus 100 for your core clock settings, plus 1000 for your memory clock settings, and then playing around with your power limit and fan speed once you have the miner running, because you'll be able to see what your hash power is, you'll be able to see what the temperature is while the miner is running, all of those important things. So yeah, I have this pre-configured and pre-set up for my particular card. Your values may be different. Please do your own research, and all of this stuff should be very easy to find. You can Google mining settings, name of graphic card, and there should be lots of publicly available info out there on the web, which will help show you how you can tweak these things and give you some default settings to play with. So once you've got your MSI Afterburner set up, the next thing you're going to want to do is download your mining software. There are two that I can recommend that will work on both AMD and NVIDIA graphics cards. One is NB Miner, and the other is LOL Miner. I'll leave links to both of those GitHub repositories in the description of the video. You may have errors using one or the other. Like when I was trying to set up mining using NB Miner, I just wasn't able to get it to run. And it wasn't really worth my time trying to troubleshoot that when there's other mining software available. So I just went and grabbed LOL Miner instead and used that. There's other software out there like T-Rex is very good, but that is NVIDIA card only. And for this video, I wanted to be sure that it would work no matter which of the two major brands of graphics cards you use are. So download the LOL Miner software. Again, there will be a link in the description. And then inside the LOL Miner software is going to be, once you have it installed, inside the installation, you're going to see this file. This is its mine_ETH, ETH for Ethereum, mine Ethereum batch file. You can just open it up with Notepad, and this section is the section that you're going to have to configure. And basically, you have a set pool equals, and then a pool address and port. And I got that, if you remember, from this page. So I've just copy pasted that data inside here. For LOL Miner, for some reason, it insists that you have a backup pool configured also. I don't really want to use a backup pool, so I just made pool 2 the exact same data. But if you delete this line entirely, your LOL Miner will not work. You need to have it in there. And then you have set wallet, and you would copy paste your wallet ID in there. And then after the dot is just, you can put in anything you want. That's just how you're going to be identified in the mining pool. So whatever you want to put in there is fine, but you do need to have that, or again, the software won't work. For the purposes of this video, this is the, I think it's Save the Children or something. I just picked a random charitable organization's Ethereum donation address rather than my personal wallet address. So after this video is over, I'm going to put my personal wallet identifier back in there. Once you have this, and those are the only changes you need to make. Everything below this part is pre-configured for you during the installation of LOL Miner. So At that point, to bring this up here, I'm going to my mining software, and I'm going to launch the batch file I was just editing, mine_ETH. And as you see, pops up. There we go, it's starting. This will take a minute or two. And as you can see, now that I've begun mining on it, the temperature is creeping up in my MSI Afterburner 2. As long as you're below 65, 66, 67 degrees Celsius, you're not really at risk of damaging your card. You're not going to damage your card until significantly higher than that, but you want to shoot for a target of being under 66 degrees Celsius or so while you're actually mining, just to ensure that if you're doing other things with your computer at the same time, you're not going to run into any problems. So this is run for a few cycles, and pretty soon it should have a stat block pop up. There we go. So we can see what my hash rate is. This is a little low. It kind of takes a few cycles to bring up your hash rate. As you can see, it's already jumped up to 21.77. So the next full block that comes up should be around 21, 22 megahash per second, which is pretty good for this particular card. Again, if you have a newer card, you should have significantly more hash power than I do on this machine. So we'll let it run for one more full stat block so we can see that. We can also see the temperatures going up. I believe the temperature equalizes with these parameters around 54, 55 degrees for me, so I'm totally safe, well within the limits I want to be in. We'll just wait a few more seconds here for the second stat block to pop up. And there we go, 21.63. I think I can break 22. I think after it's run for 3 or 4 cycles, it's at like 22.25 for my mining speed. So that is looking good. And I think that is about it. Yes. So if you want, on the pool site, which is your 2Miners site, you can check in and see kind of what your particular hash rate is going to be by punching in your wallet address. So I'm not going to go over that here because I'm using the charity mining address, but you can pop into the pool that you're working and it will tell you exactly what your earnings are, what your uptime is, all those sorts of things. And you can view how much you earn that way. And that's it. Other than this, you just sit back and collect your crypto. And you're now officially a crypto miner, mining on your own graphics card inside your daily use computer that you use for normal things. And that's it. And if you watched yesterday's video on how to start a larger scale crypto mining operation, this is it. You just repeat this process for every new GPU or mining rig that you're able to add, and that increases your hash rate, which increases your earnings. So as you can see, it really only takes a few minutes to set up. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching this video. And if you like the content, please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll leave another link to my personal Discord server. So if you have trouble setting up your mining operation on your card, pop on in there, and I'm happy to help you troubleshoot the issue. Once again, this is Feanor. Thank you for watching the video, and hope everyone has a great day.